Hello everyone, this is RexRed. I am back. This is Ez3DTv tutorial, and today we are going to look at a product called List of Products. And what it does is it lists the products in your scene and makes it very easy so that when you go into the gallery and you want to put what products you used in your scene into the gallery so that you can kind of let people know all the different products that you used during the creation of your scene, you can find out because what they are. Let's get into this product here. Welcome people, welcome. I hope the stream is okay. Now, in this, I think you guys will tell me if it's not. You are good at doing that, telling me when the stream is not good. All right, so what we have here, this is it once you install it. Now, the last video that I made, I told you this product didn't work. Well, it didn't work for me. But it worked for other people, and that is what got me thinking, okay, then I have to fix whatever it is that I'm going to have a sip of my iced tea here. Okay, and so it got me thinking that something had to be done wrong with my content library, and so I went and I did I went into this maintenance thing here, content DB maintenance, and I selected these two thing at the bottom, export user data and reset database, and then I clicked accept, and it took a long time, and then I closed, and after it got all done, I closed and opened Daz Studio, and all of my content here was white, like it was, it showed the picture, but it wasn't like active. So I went back into the content maintenance and I clicked re-import metadata and clicked accept, and that took a long time, and I waited and waited and waited, and then it all came back. And then when I opened up list of products used, it worked. Okay, so that, and I didn't lose my scripts, and I don't think I lost, please tell me I didn't lose my categories. Yeah, they're all still here, all my poses, like 9,000 poses, so I didn't lose anything. It worked really, really, really well. So now I can recommend this product, and that's why we are doing a video solely on this product, because it works. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now I have a new character, and his name is Thomas. We're going to put Thomas in the scene. Figures. I like Thomas a lot, like a lot. Every time Daz, the artists themselves, you know, I don't know what to call them, the Daz PAs versus the independent PAs. Every time the Daz PAs put out characters, they just get better and better, and so anytime that they put out a figure like a Genesis, if you're not sure where to kind of buy into these figures, and I've this guy looks like a little bit too muscular, but the thing is that I haven't really had a good muscular Genesis 9 figure. So it's nice to have one because you don't have to use all this muscle. You can kind of tone him down, but what's hard is toning them up. And when you get what they've done is given us a really perfect, let's put some pants on him. They've given us a really perfect figure. And if you get up close here, look at the skin. This is what's so nice about Genesis 9 figures, is the skin is so, it just, even up close, it looks to my eyes, this looks really, really nice. He comes with the beard, with this beard. Okay, of course you can use another one, but why do that when you have this beard, which blends in perfectly? They've just done a really nice job. He was a little more than I wanted to pay for the for the pro bundle. But I just had to have it because it came with some really good hair. It came with some nice suits and uniform, clothing, poses, expressions, and I just had to have it. So he looks a little bit ruddy, kind of, but once you put some hair on him, he doesn't look so ruddy anymore. It's like all of a sudden he just seems to work with it seems to work. And so and I have a feeling that let's see what this pompadour hair looks like on him. I have a feeling that, so what we're going to do is put a bunch of stuff in the scene, and I'm going to save the scene, and then I'm going to close Daz, and then I'm going to reopen it, and hopefully this program is going to list everything in the scene. Now, before this, it didn't work that way, okay? Default, okay, we have all the let's try this. Is this an H material? Yeah, that's a little bit, let's go a little darker. And now this is even darker. Yeah. And, okay, this is a little loud for me. Welcome, people, welcome. I don't know if we auto stop, okay. I hope this is actually working. I hope I'm actually broadcasting. I think I better check. Let's go to Ez3DTv. Let's go here. And list of products used. I think it says live. Live. Let's go to, okay, it looks good. It looks sharp. Okay, so I look a little bit dark here. I think I'm gonna open up my, oh, maybe not. Well, I think and we're gonna go in here and prompt expired. Got it. Back here. We go here. Close that. Open this. Can we connect to my camera? And oh, we've got like a long, okay. Is it gonna let me connect? Yeah, it is. And what do I do to make this? I think it's the ISO. Yeah, we'll make me just a little bit brighter. Okay, and then I'll bring this up here and we'll close that out. And I'm brighter now. Okay, I think that works. Let's go full screen. Hello, that's kind of bright, but I think it's okay. I'll stand out a little bit more on my videos. Okay, we close this down. And we're back here. And so, yeah, this looks pretty good. Actually, his hair looks kind of dark. I mean, still looks kind of light. There is a darker brown. Let's go into surfaces and we'll click on the hair. Where is the pompadour hair base color? And what if we go a little darker than that? That didn't work. How about, okay, I think we've got more to do here. Base, hair base. Pompadour hair. Okay, here we go. And back strays, front. Okay, hair dye tip color. Let's go a little bit darker on that. See what happens. Okay, A little darker. And the hair tip color here. And hair root color. And the tip color again, we'll bring it down there. And the root color. There's nothing down here, so it's got to be these. So we'll go to this tip color a little more. And this. I haven't really learned how to use this yet. Okay, we're going to bring the hair dye weight up a little more. Okay, that does it. All right. Just not really sure what I'm doing sometimes with this stuff, but hair color weight. But I like the okay. I like this new hair. Okay, the root color. Where's the root color? We're going to go a lot darker with the roots. Darker than the... Okay, see, that's working. The root color. Okay. Now it's working. And I think we'll take his... all right, I want to change his face a little bit because... he looks kind of a little bit on the rugged side, and we're going to just work with his features so that I can show you the power of this list program. Okay, we've had one view. So, all right, figure converter. So I think when we go into currently used, what we'll do is we'll take some of Thomas's body down here. And we'll take some of his body and we'll take some of his head down. We'll leave the HD details. We'll just bring the head down and the body down. And then we'll go into our figure converter and we'll use a little bit of buster head and some jet. We'll use a little bit of Roy and a little bit of, who else have we got here? And maybe some Callan and a little bit of, I love mixing these like this, Bruce. And there. See, now I'm liking his face. I seem to kind of end up doing this a lot with my figures. All right, what we're going to do now is we're also, since we took the body down from 100%, we're going to give him a little bit of these other bodies. Okay, and you kind of have to know your figures. Okay, we'll use some jet body. You have to do it until it's up to 100%. That's what I've kind of learned. Noah, some of this. So if you just keep kind of pulling these up, Rodrigo, no, let's see. Roy's kind of slender and slim. And we'll do some tire. And these will give us the body we need. Okay, I think we're already there. Okay. So let's now put some clothes on him, some kind of suit. I want to go kind of crazy with the scene, so let's file, save as, scene. And let's call this Space Man on Spaceman in Spaceman on the rocket, on the ship. Okay, it's just very bad name on the ship. On the ship, because I don't know what ship I'm going to use or what. So we'll go accept. Okay, and let's just kind of put a bunch of stuff into the scene that we can do. Okay, it's saying the stream's current bit rate is 5924. I can't figure out why it's doing this. Yeah, I'm at what the heck? And I'm not going to stop and try to figure it out here. So yeah, it usually tells me, like, gives me a little more information about it, but it's too complicated for me to figure out right now. Okay. So now I'm going to go here to default, and let's try this wardrobe. We'll go with this and this, and we'll get rid of the shorts. Okay, and this works. And now let's save this. Let's find a spaceship or something. Space. And that doesn't always work, but we're going to go. It's taking longer to, I think, find stuff because I've turned on what's this? Captain Space Cockpit. Okay. This is nice. All right. I think I can deal with this. Let's look through the cameras and see what they look like. Camera 1. Camera 2. Camera 3. Camera 4. So far, I'm not liking the cameras. Camera 6. Okay, this one's kind of nice, where you could sit here. Okay, we'll get rid of the other cameras. Except for 7. Except for 7. And, okay, well, I guess it doesn't really matter because, okay, this is the front of the ship. When we go to scene, let's go to Thomas. Okay, and then we'll take the ship, cockpit, We're going to move the ship up like this. 9. Control 9. And where am I? Oh. Okay, let's try this again. Z. Use this. About through here. Nope. Okay. Where is that seat area? This is the cockpit. Okay. So then we move this over. Like that. Like this. And X translate a little bit like that. Here. Okay, and we'll save it. Now, I'm not sure that I like the fact that the seat is so far over here. Okay. And we take this back again here, select the captain's cockpit. And all right, now save this. Let's click on Thomas and get him to sit down here. Find a pose. Sitting. Okay. That's why we save things. Close. Open Daz again. That's why we save stuff. Welcome, welcome. Please let me know if there's anything wrong with the stream. New. I have brightened up my video a little bit more. Let me know if I'm too bright. Let me know if it's hiccuping or hitching up or something like that. Would like to know if the stream is good. Okay, looks like we're back. All right. And we've got to move him. Okay. We had him in a pose, but we don't anymore. Okay, so we go to here, to categories, poses. Where is the pose that I had him in? Let's try this one. Thomas. Okay. I don't think that's worked. Let's try this one. Try it again. Okay, I think we got it. Save it so I don't have to mess with the pose again. Let's go out of iRay. And up like this, I guess. Back. Why is that handle so huge on that thing there? Okay. I've got a ton of stuff in the scene that I don't need now. Like, we could just start deleting stuff. Like that. This. This could kind of simplify things a little bit on the scene. Okay, he's just coming back from, and now we've got floor, fence, windows. Okay, all of these things, cockpit, captain's seat. Okay, why do we have other seats? Okay, that seat can go. That seat can go. This. Seat. Okay, not sure. A captain's seat. All right, now we've got a little bit more manageable of a scene. Let's save this again. That saved pretty quick. Now that we don't have all the geometry there. Okay. Welcome, people. I'm not sure if, I hope the chat's working. You can say hello in the chat if you want. All right, let's go here. Live chat is open. All right. And how do we move this guy into his seat? Thomas 9. Thomas. All right. Move him over. Parameters. Bend his leg up. Okay. And we got another leg to bend up. At one point I said, I'm just not going to buy poses, you know, I'm just going to, whatever I need, I'll just pose them myself. And it's just, I've found that poses actually do help a lot. So it gets you in the ballpark of what you want. Because when they're standing in that A pose, I just think to myself, oh gosh, I got to pose them again. And that is not always that fun. So, okay, we're going to twist this leg like this. Twist. And bring that foot up. Bend. All right. And why is your foot not bending? Okay. Foot. I can't tell what I'm doing. Bend. Twist. Okay, now we got to move him out a little more. Let's see how far out. Okay. Twist. Okay, let's get Thomas over a little more this way. In the middle. Bend that up. Twist this. Z, come back. Take the chair, move it over a little more. Like that, move it back. Okay, take him and move him over now a little more. I don't really know if I'm ready to actually connect him to that until I kind of get him sitting right in the chair. Like he's twisted a little bit and all. X. Okay. Go to parameters. And I've got to sneeze. Okay, I'm better. Now, okay, let's grab this, grab the hand. Let's turn the head, the neck, neck one. Where's that? Side to side. Neck two, side to side. Head. Okay, we're starting to get our pose here. I think I'd like to take this right here. Cockpit. That's part of this is all one big thing. You can't really do much with that. All right. And this. This side to side. I certainly couldn't like sit in a chair like this for like hours and hours. It's not really made for comfort. Twist. Not sure why sometimes the hands are twist. Back. And now the thumb. Okay, so we're going to go here to our power pose. And this is his right hand. We're going to close his fingers down like that a little. And then we'll take the thumb, right thumb, one, and bend. It's like the thumb just isn't big enough to kind of go. This darn thing has to be like big enough for like a Klingon to use it. Angus, good evening. Let me know if the stream is good. If we got any hiccups and hitches. Always got to be mindful of how well the stream is going. So I have brightened myself up a little bit. I wonder if I'm too bright. So I hope I'm not too bright. I changed the ISO on my camera a little bit. And I think this thumb is going to have to go on top of this. Because there's just no way I can get that thumb around this thing, I don't think. No. I wish I could resize this, but this piece, it's like all part of one thing. So I think I'm going to just have to act like it's there. And just leave his thumb through, because as long as I don't have it in the image, you can't tell that his thumb is going right through it. I hate to do that. I really hate to do that. Because I'm kind of a perfectionist, and when it comes to doing this stuff, now what we could do is just bring the thumb up. Like that. Bend it out a little bit. Okay, that works. But his thumb looks kind of weird. Twist. Bend it in. There we go. And up. Doesn't look right. What am I doing? You look fine being you are in a small circle in the lower left corner. It's like, hello, am I too bright? There we go. That's me in a large. So yes, you should notice that my face maybe looks a little thinner. I've been losing a little bit of weight. Yeah, not there yet. So Still dieting. All right, what if we get our camera angle and see what the thumb looks like from there? Okay, I think this kind of looks okay from like this. I want to have it enough so that I can see some of his face. Okay, I don't think I like the way he's sitting. Oh, this is so difficult because this darn cockpit it's just terrible. This is too big. I mean, does anybody think of trying to put their hand on that before you gave us this massive? Okay, so that's not it. This spine 4. Okay, and then we have neck 1, okay. Bend. Bend. Twist this. See, this is why I don't like to do bend. That's the hand. Okay. Twist this again. Okay, we've got to move him ahead. Well, very nice, Angus. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we got 4. It says we have 4 people here. Okay, instead of moving him ahead. Okay, I'm going to move him ahead. So we'll go and translate because he looks like he's sinking into the chair. Oh, not that way, this way. And we'll move his spine 1, bend him a little bit ahead like that. Spine 2, bend that back. Spine 1, we'll bend him ahead again. Spine 2, bend him back. And then we'll take this chair, his captain's chair here, captain's seat, that back a little bit. We'll move Thomas back, Z, and that puts his hand back on the, but he doesn't look like he's, all right. Now this hand, Z, well, I had that right. It's got to come down, bend. And twist this. It's got to twist, okay, bend. Twist this some, I think. Hand, bend. Okay. And we'll use our little here. I think we've got something. All right, let's save this. This is our, let's see what this looks like in iRay. All right, what we're doing is we're trying to fill the scene up. Okay, we've got to now find a nebula. So I think a green nebula, but I don't know if these instruments would show up. So we need a plane. Accept. All right, I'm going to take our... Welcome, people. Welcome. It says we have 4 people. Much love and thank you for coming in and watching the video. Thank you. It's very nice to have you here. Okay, we're going to go Z to move this. I think ahead. Where's my plane? All right, I'm going to lock my camera. There is my camera, I think. And we're going to go scripts, most used, lock. Okay, this video is about, it's all about using this list products used. Okay, so we're going to put all these things into this scene, and then we're going to run that program and see how it works. If it finds all of the stuff that we have put into our scene. Maybe a little teeny like alien cat or something, I don't know, that glows green. We'll put some other stuff, but let's put some stuff in the scene. Let's see what happens. I think that's my plane. I think. Yeah, that is my plane. So we can turn the plane. Okay, so my camera's locked. We can X rotate it, right? Okay, I can't see. We got to go back out of here and X rotate. All right, we've got to go to the perspective view. Take me to my plane. All right, X rotate this way. At 90. 90. So my diet's still doing good. I'm losing weight very gradually, but I'm also getting stronger because I've been like walking 5 miles a day or 10,000 steps, over 10,000 steps. Okay, X scale. All right, we've got this. Now, how about if we turn off our environment? Where are you, environment? Okay, here. Let's just go with the scene only. And let's scene only. And then there was something else that I have to do. Let's just make sure the ground doesn't come in and do anything weird. So we'll turn off the ground, scene only. And let's go to our environment settings and go to backdrop. And let's put a black backdrop. Okay, so all we have is this. And then we'll make this really wide so that it covers the whole field of view. And let's see if we can find something in our render settings, because if I use an external file, it won't find it. So let's try nebula. I think nebula. I think I have these nebulas. Let's see. Render settings. Yes, we do. Let's try the planets one. Oh, No, that won't work because it just put that on. All right, so I have to go out of here, plain, base color, browse. That happens to be right here, I think. There we go. Let's go back to our camera. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, we can see the edge of this. So go back to the perspective view and make this a lot bigger. Scale, plane, parameters. Oop. Don't know that I want it that big. Okay, and we have to put the same thing on our emission color. Okay, I'm back. I had to sneeze. Red Nebula. HDR. Okay, I think I have the wrong one on that. This is supposed to be an HDR. Okay, that's one way to get it into your scene, is to put it on your, put it on as your HDRI, and then place it. Okay, so we're going to go here to back to our perspective view. Let's zoom out on this plane. And since we're at an angle, okay, and I want to bring this up, plane. Okay, we have to go to here and turn this so it's an actual emissive, and we'll go with a 2 here. Let's go with a 4 actually, and then let's add that also to our. There we go, and then we'll move this over and up a little bit. Y translate, so we get that little spaceship or whatever it is in there. And we're going to go X translate this way. All right. Let's see if that works. Whatever that thing is, it's in there, but we still, I cannot believe how much we've got. We've got a ton of light coming from the sky here. Let's go back to our camera view. Go back to our. Okay, something's wrong. Okay, it's like I've turned back on my environment or something. Surfaces. Okay, parameters. Are they okay? The plane. Let's bring this over some more. Okay. Something's hitting this, and I don't know what it is. Okay. And I've got to put a spotlight in the scene, I think, because it turns off my camera light. For now, we'll probably use that spotlight, but okay. See this? The ship is reflecting off of that, and you can't have that because a sky doesn't have shine, okay? So we got to go here to the plane and turn off our glossy color to black. Okay, and now no more shine. Now this doesn't make sense. That this is shining like that. Now what if I move this like far away? move it back. Okay, what if we just hide the plane for a moment? Okay, something in the scene is still lighting this. Okay, it is this that's doing that, but there's something else in the scene. So let's go back to the scene, go into our environment options. Something's still on. Draw dome. Okay, that's off. Oh, and we've got dome and scene. This is supposed to be scene only. Okay, now it is only this. But what's really weird is it shouldn't be putting the white out. It should be putting out orange and all this color. It should be putting out the colors of this plane. And it's putting out white. So I've done something wrong. I don't think I added it to my emissive. Yeah, I did. And luminance. Okay, when I turn off the plane, it should go black. It did go black. HDR, this is another HDR, right? Yeah. Okay, well, what we'll do then is this is not something I kind of expected at all, because I didn't expect it to be putting a white color here. I expected it to be putting kind of like these gold and red colors. And it's got me very perplexed because it kind of like breaks a long time. See, look at these colors. These are... And it might be from this little white area here, because there's no light over here. Now let's see, what if I move this over here? Yeah, see, it's this area here, because now this side is in the dark. There's like a sun there. Okay, we need this over here. So what we'll do is we'll go Z. We'll make it far away until it's too far away to really. Then we'll scale it. A little more. And scale it some more. Z. Let's go back to our cockpit. Okay, Y translate. Okay, X. Back to our perspective mode. Welcome, check my microphone. What's wrong? Hello? Is my microphone okay? I might have been too far away sitting back. You know, it's still kind of loud. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. All right. Yeah. Is my microphone working? Is my microphone working? Hello. Hello, hello. Got to go back here. Go back here. And look at that. Extra. The volume is low. Okay. I might have been sitting back and kind of mumbling. Okay. Let's see. That's a possibility. Because when I sit back like this, it goes down. Okay. So I'll try to, I will try to keep close so that it is good. All right. Thank you, and Jerry, and welcome, welcome, welcome. So today we're going to be looking at the program that I said didn't work. Remember I told you that a program didn't work? Well, it does work. Okay. And so now when we move this further away, let's go back inside here. Okay. This has got to scale really, really. Okay, camera, back to perspective. Let's look at it this way. Let's scale this really, really big. Okay, now let's see. Back to the camera. It's still not big enough. It's like I need to round this off. So camera. All right, let's go back to our perspective view, and let's do the opposite here. Let's take this sky here, this plane, click on it. Let's make it small again. Like about that big. Let's get up close to it. And then we're going to use Mesh Grabber. Where are we selected here? We're about here. Okay, and what happens if we do this? That didn't work, Z. Okay, and that's the biggest we can make it, so we've got to make the plane Z. Okay, I just messed up here. Parameters, scale. Scale it back down. Okay, let's get a little closer. And what happens if I do this? Okay, it's almost what I want, but we got to get it in the center. All right. Now what's happening is it's casting light on itself, so we just have to turn the light down a little bit, but all right, then we get out a Mesh Grabber and we take this plane Go to the surfaces. Go to our mission and go, let's go down. Okay, I've done something weird to it. I don't know what I've done to these little squares. But I think what I've done is I've somehow made those into surfaces. Let's go to surfaces here. Let's see, what did I do here? Okay, I think I've messed up. We're going to save this. And close it down and bring it back. When things just don't look like they're supposed to look, you have to kind of go out and come back in. Okay. And we go and reload our scene. New. Go back to here. Would you like to save changes? No. It shouldn't be that hard to load this. Come on. Shouldn't take that long. Having some iced tea today. And all right. Now if we find our plane, where is our plane? It's really weird. I think my plane is just gone. Isn't that weird? It just said, no, you can't. Oh, there it is. Okay. Somehow it got parented here to my environment. That may have been a problem. I didn't know you could parent something to the environment. That's strange. Okay. But let's find our plane. And the plane still has something. Oh, I know what that is. Oh, no, that right there is... Okay, where is my ship? Okay, the ship is much larger. Okay, something is still really weird about this. Very strange about this. There's like a sun there that I didn't even notice was there. Okay, there's our ship. Now, if you notice, I had to make the plane small enough so that it would, that mesh grabber, because mesh grabber will only get so big. All right, this kind of works, but then it doesn't, and I'm not sure why. So what I'm going to do is try using just a different image, surface. Okay, let's go to surface, plane. I'm not sure if I've corrupted something. Plane, base color. So let's go to browse. Go to my, and let's pick a different nebula. Let's pick the gray one. Gray Nebula 5. All right. Let's delete the plane. Try again. I'm tired of messing with this. Default. Okay, cancel. Let's just put a new plane in. Where's the plane? It's at the ship. All right, so we're going to go to parameters and we go to parameters, select the plane. X, that would be 90. Okay, and then we're going to go like this, which would be X scale, like that. We'll go what? Z scale. I will offer a possibility of what could be wrong. When you scale a plane, if you scale it, okay, like use the scale, all right, well, then it's going to try and scale the plane X, Y, and Z. And if you think about it, a plane only has X and Y, all right? And so don't accidentally try to scale it on the Z plane, because it might try to do it and nothing will happen, but you can corrupt the plane, okay? Now, that is a possibility, okay? I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just saying it is a possibility. So we're going to go now to our tool settings, go back to Mesh Grabber, and if we select a square in the middle of all of this, okay, and then we take our radius like that, and it's still too big. So I'm going to go back to parameters, and I'm going to scale it down on the X and down on the Z. Okay. And let's get it a little closer. It's harder to, okay, let's see if we go into iRay. Maybe I can see it a little better. That's weird. This is iRay, and it's just, it looks the same as it did. Okay, now we're looking to do one thing here. I need a light. All right, I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm going to try putting a texture on this. Base color, browse. I'm going to go back with the red color, because I think my just got to be able to see something there. And then we'll grab the same red color for our emission. Welcome, Serenity's Gate. Lovely to have you stop in and hang out with us. Very nice to have you here. I hope you are well. It's very nice to have you here. We're going to put a 2 here, okay? And now we can see, we're going to try and make a curved plane here. All right. Now, we don't have that weird thing, I don't think, anymore. Let's see when we go out of here. No, it does look like it did something weird to our plane. Yeah. All right, it did something very strange to that one little square that we grabbed and pulled it on with. Very strange. it's just like not working. Because, I mean, if it had worked, I could have just like made this larger, and the larger you make it, the less it's going to reflect on itself. But it's taken one particular. Okay, let's undo that. Undo mesh grabber. Let's see. And let's try, instead of stretching it by using, okay, we go back to mesh grabber. And I think I can grab a vertex. I mean, like instead of, okay, you go to mesh grabber. And we can grab a vertex, okay, which would be like a little point here. Instead of, okay, what's going on here? All right, let's go to wireframe. Okay, that's one thing, is that my plane doesn't have very much geometry in it. But I believe I did just grab a vertex, and this isn't in the right place, but if I move it just a little bit, okay, let's see. Z. Now it's back in position. See, sometimes you have to move it around like that. All right, Z. I think we'll take our plane and make it just, I think I've got the center. Looks like I've pretty much got the perfect center here. So let's try that. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, this looks pretty like it should work, kind of. All right, now let's go back to iRay and see if we get a different result. Where we have pulled a vertex instead of, see, it looks like we still got some kind of weird anomaly in the center. It's like a triangle. And see, if I were to take and resize this, maybe that's what we need. Oh, it could be, yeah, if we have to go out of mesh grabber, no. All right, now if I take this and size it, okay, scale it X. See, it should, and Z, it should reflect upon itself like less. All right, let's try a different plane. Let's go and put some geometry, some heavy geometry into the plane. We'll go with 400. And, okay, Z. All right, let's delete that, delete this. Okay, let's go back to here. Let's go 400, and let's go size 200. All right, let's see what we've got here. I think that's way too big, but yeah, I think it is too big. Let's see what we have for geometry. Wireframe. Okay, okay, there's our plane. And if I scale the plane down, parameters, and we go in here like this, scale it some more. Okay, we have to turn it. Okay, this would be 90. well, what we should have is it should grab a tinier vertex. Okay, then instead of it grabbing a large piece, it would grab only a very, very small piece. And also our image shouldn't be like stretched out because it has more geometry to kind of accommodate our image. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but let's go like this, a little bit like that, and a little bit like this. And like that. We'll make it bigger later. Go back to our geometry editor. Go back to mesh grabber. And we've got vertex. Let's just grab one in the center. Okay, and that is really large. Okay, let's push this in like. Okay, I think I grabbed the wrong one. Z, yeah. This one. Oh. Mesh grabber doesn't always work. Well, I guess I moved my selection. All right. Let's try again. Now I would think Z, if I make this just a little larger, the plane parameters X, so that it goes out a little bit beyond. Then it won't curve those pieces maybe quite so much. Okay, what did I do? It still curved them. Let's see, Z, scale. All right, that worked. Now we could go like, make it a little higher. And now we can put an image on it, surface, plane, base color, red nebula. Take a while. Okay, we're in wireframe. It won't show in wireframe. And let's do the red nebula on here. We can't tell until we do it here. This. Okay, it looks like it's still got something selected there, but, and I think I may have selected, okay, let's see though. Now when I put this on luminance, what happens? Okay, this is when, so this seems to be the problem with our image getting all whited out like that. All right. Let's go to 2. Let's go out of mesh grabber. Let's pull this plane up. I think I pulled it down. Z. Can't tell which way these are going. Let's go to our camera view. It's going to probably look weird. Well, it kind of works. We're in iRay. Kind of works. In a lucky way. So we go back to our perspective view and we can we don't have to bow it out quite as much. Where we can go like, which way? I don't think I can do that. Okay. Because this is still a two-dimensional object. We can only bow it out like this way. All right, well, we could. Let's look at it from the top. Let's see what happens when we move some of our parameters. Would be X. We can move X. Okay. Like that. And what's bothering me is that this planet, whatever this is, kind of looks stretched and weird, but okay. Let's put a spotlight. We'll have a spotlight in the scene. Lift this up. Okay, let's go into texture shaded. Spotlight. Okay. Camera. Let's give the spotlight some power. Okay, I think my spotlight is like outside. So yeah, it's. What did I just do? Spotlight. Okay. Okay, this light here. Light. I want my own light. And a little more. Camera. Okay. Looks like we've got a scene. The spotlight could be a little warmer. I have my window open and it's hot outside and somebody is blasting their music, but that's okay. They'll probably only be there for a little while. And let's do a quick render and see what this looks like. Now what I could do is take this chair here and take some of the shine off of it. Surfaces, I think. What is that? That's the captain's seat. Well, okay. Glossy color. We just go with black. That didn't work. We'll go back to white because it's not doing anything. Okay, roughness. All right, that did something, but we'll leave a little bit of shine there. Okay. And let's go to render settings, general, and I'm wondering if I'm seeing the top of my world or, well, that's outside of the render, so it doesn't matter. But we fixed the problem where we had to have this gigantic thing. And also I think I see maybe, I think that's a sun. That's the sun in the scene. So, but I don't think we have that, at least I can't see that anomaly. Like, so adding more geometry to the mesh worked. We can bring this up or down a little bit to possibly have some light come in. It is an emissive. So if we go to this plane here, okay, I was going to check my, okay, 2000 is good. Let's go to this and let's, okay, that's set up and it's render setting. So it's ready to do a test render. But I'm going to just go back to my plane here. Parameters, plane, and surfaces. It's been very hot and humid here the last few months. I think it's been that way. I mean, I'm in Maine. I mean, but, you know, I remember having it hot, you know, in Maine. We've had some really hot summers in Maine, you know, just like every once in a while we get a really big blizzard, but it certainly doesn't mean that the world isn't warming. I think scientists would know. So we're going to go here, and if we add a little bit more luminance to this, let's go 5 and see what it looks like. See, the thing is, okay, what if I take this color and just give it a little bit of orange? Oh, see, look at that. See, now we've got something happening. And it's coming in, and see how it's lighting the inside and putting lights from that. It's affecting the inside here. And now if we take our spotlight here and go to our parameters, it's probably a little high. 7, like 7. And warm it up a little bit more to make it seem like it's kind of, yeah, save this. And Eve, welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. We have N Cherry here and Serenity's Gate. Angus is here. I have not heard from Art tonight yet. Let's see, why am I unable to, okay, get on this. And who else has been here? So yeah, we have have some people here watching. We're working on a scene here, and let's do a quick render and see what our scene looks like. What do we have? So I'm wondering if I'm too bright in the scene, but as my computer changes, different things pop up and different windows pop up. It changes, but yeah, look what we've got here. This looks pretty cool. I think it's working, actually. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I don't know what that little line is there. I might have something selected in the scene. Not sure what that line is. But this is pretty cool. And we go over this way a little bit, and we've got some scene here. Yeah, the solitary flyer. I am well. I am doing well, and I concur with you. I hope everybody is also doing well. It's very nice to know that everybody is doing good. Yes. So I would assume that Art is probably entertaining some of his wonderful guests or friends, or he has some other thing calling him away to hopefully he's having a good evening. And yes, so it's nice. I haven't heard from Anus tonight. I hope he is well also. And so yes. All right, you know, this scene is looking like it's kind of done, but I'm wondering what that line is there. You know, it's just could be something strange. It's very strange. Okay, so let's go to my perspective view and see if I can see something on maybe the HDRI. Or on the windshield. It could be a reflection of some sort. So what we did was we took a plane and put a lot of geometry into it, and then I used Mesh Grabber to kind of warp the plane, and then I put an HDR on it. And we do have, oh, that's the sun. That right there is the sun, but okay, I don't see any like line here. Let's come into the ship like about from the angle where that line is and see if we can find out. Well, thank you. Very nice. What we're supposed to, I'm kind of saving it for last, but what we're going to be doing is as soon as I get this scene done, we're going to be using, I suppose I could do that at this point. Oh, I see what it is. We have some lights in the back of the ship that are reflecting off the window. And so if I come into the ship from this angle and like turn those off, I don't know that we really need these. The wall, what if I just turn the wall off? And this wall, because the thing is I don't have any, I have the scene is all black. All right, let's go back to the camera. Line is gone. All right, so let's save this. I think the scene is done. pretty much. And except, I was going to maybe put a kitty cat here or something. I don't know. It could be something. We just put some other props in here, a refrigerator, a cold brew. I don't know. But as some of that Klingon ale or something, grosh. I don't know what it's called, grok. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but we got rid of the line. Are there any other lights in the back? Let's see, just to make sure that we're not perspective view, that we don't have any other like massive lights. We do have lights here. So this light could go out, this, just so it's not creating some strange, okay, these lights, this, that, this light here, and ceiling, we have a ceiling light, but I hope I didn't lose my ceiling in here. Oh, but we lost the floor. Okay, see, because I have oh, I know what that could be the reflection of these holograms on the, that's okay, I guess. You kind of expect that to happen. We've got our floor back. So, all right, what I'm going to do is save this, and then we're going to go and we're going to run this program, and it is going to tell me everything that I used in this scene, okay? And because, when you go, I like to put, when I'm putting stuff in the gallery, I like to put what I use, because sometimes when I make a scene, and it's not always, but sometimes when I make a scene, I put a lot of stuff in the scene. Like a lot of stuff, and it's like, and it doesn't show when you see the scene. It's like, it's hard to, like this, people are going to see this and say, oh, that's just an HDRI, It's not. It's a curved plane that I used Mesh Grabber to curve and pull and stretch out so that it would go around the cockpit and all. Just certain things that people, they're not going to see that stuff, the kind of work that goes into the scene. But it's like if you put a ton of little objects, little plants, and all these different things from different sets and all, it's nice to have a listing. Yes, very good memory, Serenity's Gate. It is the software that I said didn't work, and that is why I feel that it was important to make like an entire video to say, I got it to work, and to tell you why it didn't work for me, but it has been working for like everybody else, okay? And so I went on into the forums, and I found the website, I found the forum thread for this product, and I was able to talk with the person who made it, and he's on vacation, but he was able to probably come in and really quickly just say something on his phone like, I don't know why it's not working for you, and I'm on vacation, and I don't have a computer to test it out right now, and there were other people trying to help and everything. So what I did was I went to my smart content, and I went here into where you click on this little hamburger up here. Now you have to have the smart content tab if you have this problem of it not working. And the way it wouldn't work is like if I was building a scene, and I hadn't closed the scene down and then reopened it, if I hadn't closed it down, it worked. But if I would close the scene down and close Daz down and the next day come in and say, okay, what did I use in this scene? What were the things, all of the products that I used in this scene? It wouldn't work. And so nobody else seemed to be having this problem. So I said, okay, it's got to be my database and the way I've installed everything. And I probably, I've reinstalled things a couple of times on the same system. I said, I just like, my mind just was going everywhere because like, what is causing this? So I went into the database in this content DB maintenance, and I clicked on this, and I clicked these two last things here. Export user data. Make sure you export your user data, or you'll lose like your scripts, and you'll lose your content that you have, your where you've made these. What's it called? You'll lose your categories, which like my poses categories took me like an hour and a half or 2 hours to like get all 9,000 poses into here that work with my Genesis 9 figures. So, I mean, that's just 2 hours gone, and it's the second time I've had to do that. So make sure that you save, just so that people know if they're watching this video. I know what I'm saying isn't really that important, especially if you buy the product and it works, okay? But make sure you export your user data. And then also click Reset Database and then click Accept. And if you have a lot of products on your computer, it could take up to like 5 or 10 minutes for it to reset your database. And it just does all this stuff in the background. Okay, but when my database got reset, then when I came into my database to look at it, it was like everything was white. It was like it showed the image for it, but it like wasn't really here for some reason. It just, and it had that little round circle, like, would you like to use that? It's some kind of other way of downloading it that you're not supposed to do. And if you do download things, like if you right click on this and click install or something, it will download it from like content, some content online content thing, and you can end up with duplicate formulas and weird stuff like that. But so it wasn't right, okay? So after I did all that, it just wasn't right. So what I did was, because I've kind of been down this road before, and so I went back into the content maintenance, and then I said re-import metadata, and then clicked accept. And that took another 10 minutes working in the background, doing all this stuff. And then everything came back, and all of the images were right. Everything was right. And now if I select everything in the scene, okay, I just select everything here and go to scripts, and I load. Okay, I just want to make sure this is saved again. One quick save before I try it. Sometimes if your scene is really, really huge, it can give it a little bit of a problem. So then I have this set in my scripts, so I don't have to look around for it. So I click on this, and it does this scanaroo thing here. Will it work? And I hope it's just like, doesn't go back. No, look at this. See, everything that I've used in the scene is here. And look how really cool this is, because I just used a little bit of Charles in this guy. I used Moxing. I'm not sure. Okay, let's open the product. I used some starter essentials, apparently a little bit of Tyson. And I've used Thomas and Thomas 9 and the Thomas HD. I used the Pompadour hair, and I also used this space cockpit, and I also used this hunter outfit on my character. And now if I go here and close this, and sometimes I've been told that if you run it again, it will find a few more things. But if I select Thomas, all right, like this, Thomas, because I think it's not coming up with everything. If I select Thomas, because now that gives you a bunch of things that you can kind of write down or really quick, or copy and paste. And so you can start your list because, you know, Daz finds those things when you're in the gallery. And if you just put a little bit of the word in for it. Okay, so then I go back into scripts and I click on this again and load this product. Now it should load just what I have selected, this Thomas, my character, alone. Let's see what comes up. Okay, it looks like it came up. It says, so I'm going to say rescan selected nodes, okay? Because I think when it pops up, it scans everything. See, all right, and now this is everything that's just with my character. And see, I'm not sure that this. Oh, I know, because the morphs that I used were actually converted from Genesis 8. So those apparently it can't find those. All right. But I did use, now it's saying that this particular something from this Tyson for Genesis 9, I might have used some of his body. Okay. For my figure, and I used some of this Charles body, and this is Thomas. This is the main figure, okay, that I used. And it allows you to even, so this, I used the pompadour hair on him and changed the color manually. But if I click on that, open product, it takes me right to the product, okay, in the content library. And not sure, okay, so we can go back to scripts again, and we'll go back to and open this back up again. This is an amazing product. It's just nice to know what stuff you can open your old files. Now, what I'm going to do now is also open another file, like something else that I've made something with, and we will look and we'll see that it works not only for my current project. Okay, now it says open product, but you can also click on the store icon here, and it will open Daz and take you right to the page so you can come up here and just kind of like take and copy a little bit of this. And then you can use that and paste it into like a text file. And so somehow I've used this, I might have used some of the body part, something. For some reason, it's saying I used this in my project. I'm not sure. These are, let's see, they're morphs and head morphs and body morphs. So I must have grabbed a part of this. And if I look at my character here, and we go to parameters and Thomas and currently used, yeah, we've got Roy, okay, Thomas Brow. See, I'm not seeing these other people. See, these are the characters that I've used, but they are converted ones. Thomas, proportional length. So I'm not sure why it's finding those other things. Because they don't appear to be here. I rotate Thomas Brow. Okay, so but it's saying that I have used that for some reason. And there was another one in here. Okay, scripts, most used. Okay, let's go back here. This is looking at the entire scene. Okay, but you can just select like Thomas and have it like just go. Now this moxing, what is this? Art, welcome. Nice to have you here. We were wondering, figured you were probably entertaining guests and doing something very fulfilling in your life. So, yes, moxing for Jen. The styled young lady comes with several eye, lip colors, plus a collection of makeup to choose from. Add moxing to your library. Maybe these are things that are built deep within this particular character. I'm not certain why they're here. Very lovely to have you here, Art. Very lovely. So we are working with this list of products used. We made this scene here. Let's save this again. Okay, so now if I go to the perspective view and we zoom out a little bit, you can see what I've done here is I've taken a plane, okay? Neo, I just my usual crash of the laptop courtesy of the Daz beta version. Arg, oh no. Yeah, that happens. I've been pulling my hair out trying to get things to work myself. So I took a plane. This was just a plane here. And I took Mesh Grabber and I made that large globe, very large. And I made this small enough so that the globe was large enough to go around this, but not completely, so there was some edge left. And then I just pulled the globe in like that, and then I put an HDR on the plane, and I added the HDR to the emissive. And then, as you can see, when we go into the cockpit here, we have now an immersive kind of universe that's going around the cockpit of the ship. So, yeah, it's like I use Mesh Grabber so much that that I can kind of fluidly think about how to use it. I'm fluid with it, almost like another language, like having another language or learning a language, where Mesh Grabber, where I can just think and say, oh, I could use Mesh Grabber on that plane and just pull that plane out and then put the HDR on it. And, and just also, I just thought of something else again. Look how this is stretched right here. Would you like to cancel this render? Yeah, we'll cancel it for now. There again, all I really need to do here with the perspective view is come in here and take Mesh Grabber and just, well, I could do it right here. Okay, so we go to Tool Settings, Translate, Mesh Grabber, and then grab this little piece here. Like, oh, we have to select the plane. And then I have to make this a little smaller. And just pull this in like this. Like that. And pull this over like that. And what have we got? We have a planet. A round planet. See, use Mesh Grabber to your advantage. Okay, and now this planet doesn't look like it's stretched straight out. We can still go back into the perspective mode, and I could say, let's move this planet in a little bit, like that. So it's in the purview. Okay. We go back to our camera. Well, now it's in too far. I'll just pull it back a little bit more. Let's see what that looks like. Camera. Thank you, Art. Thank you very much. So we have this planet thing here. I'm not sure, how much I like it, but it's kind of now it's interfering with his head. So we go back to the perspective here and just pull it back a little bit more. Go back to the camera. There. Now it's not completely. And I can pull it up a little bit more. Back to the perspective view. And pull this planet up just a bit. This is why this is why we have to have these tools in Daz Studio. Okay, this is why I went into the forums and said, I have to have mesh smoothing tools, not in Blender, not in Hexagon. I need them in Daz Studio. I need them here. And so that I can align that perfectly and not take it into Blender, move it up, then bring it back in, take it into Blender, move it again, bring it back in. Oh, now it's right. No, you can't do it like that. You have to have the tools in Daz Studio. You have to have modeling tools. Daz Studio needs to be a full-fledged modeler. We need to be able to make clothes in Daz Studio. We need to be able to, make sophisticated hair in Daz Studio. And that's the thing, is that if these tools are here, then people are going to learn to use the hair thing, just regular people, and then they're going to put their figure with this beautiful hair, and then the Daz is going to say, "Where did you get that hair?" And say, "I made it in Daz Studio." It's like, "Would you like to sell it in the store?" "Yeah, I'd like to make a few $1,000, or I don't know how much they make, but I'd like to make $100,000 today. Yeah, I don't know how many millions of things they sell. But I do know that Daz is a multi-billion-dollar company. So, yeah, and which is good, because if the more money Daz makes, the more my investment in their company and all these models, the more solid is my investment. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to load some other scenes. Let's load some scenes, and let's see how well this, now that I've got it working, let's see how well this new, okay, okay, we got to go open, all right, and we'll go open, file open, and let's go through here. Let's see if I can find some of my scenes that might... A Knight's Fair. This has got which one's the latest? 2022. This is 12/20 2/21 8. Okay. All right, let's open this one, the Knight's Fair. This has got Michael 4 in it. It's got a lot of old... This I made like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It's got a lot of like pieces of fruit on the table, bread on the table, knives and forks and glasses from wine. Tell me where all of these things come from, okay? It's got... ghost lights. It's got tables. It's got an environment. HDRIs in it. And Michael's got clothing on. Will it find all that Michael 4 stuff? All the clothing? This is going to be an interesting, very interesting scene to see again. Oops. This is one with... a romance thing. Let's cut one of the guys out so we don't. Let's take this guy out. That's Michael here. This is a romance scene, okay? And there now his clothes are, for some reason, they just came out of his clothes. All right. And we've got, okay, and now the pants. We don't need the pants here either. Pants. There's probably other stuff in here. But let's see. And you notice we got roses here. We got the Daz rose. We got wine glasses. We got candles, different kind of candles. We got bread and some cheese here. And what is this? The banquet chair. Let's get rid of the banquet chair. And let's turn this guy's head a little bit. Parameter. Twist. What would be neck? I make my income from gay romance. YouTube is very good to me with that, and so this doesn't look. This is Michael, also, I believe. Side to side. That's Michael right there. Michael 4. All right, so we've got this here, and let's not save it. Okay, we'll go File, Save As, Scene, A Knight's Fair. So yeah, I don't make my income from this channel. I make it from my gay romance channel. So, and I'm very proud of what I do with that. So. I'm going to leave the other setting here. All right, let's select everything and see if we can. That is Michael 4. Look at all the items here. The Tudor rose, tableware, banquet chair. See, the thing is this says just tableware. What tableware? From what set? And I've used reshade here. I've got curtains. Where did I find these curtains from? Fruit and cheese group. No idea. I've got two candles. I got a banquet table. Where did this banquet table come from? And the pants, the tabard, the pauldrons, paladrones, cape. Okay, all of this. And the hair. Where'd the hair come from? Jug, curtains. So. Yeah, this is all going to be interesting to see if they can find. Let's save this again. A Knight's Fair. Okay. And now let's try this. Let's see what happens when this tries to find everything in the scene. And there's this whole room here. And I thought that one of these I actually had. Here we go. We got antique. Look at the things in here. I don't know that it found everything. Okay, this store, okay, so all these parts of Medieval Hall, it didn't find Michael 4, so it didn't find everything here, because where's Michael 4? Okay, rescan nodes and children. Let's do this. Okay, no, so it didn't find everything. Merlin Studio, but it found a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't have, these are where I got a lot of the props. The only thing it didn't find was Michael 4. And I don't see the hair either. This is Michael, so it's having trouble. It's not finding. Now, there's a thing, settings here. This says check nodes, modifiers, slower scan. I think I had that. I checked that myself. Always scan all children of selected items at startup. So, yeah, it didn't find Michael 4. And that's what they said in the thing. So now this is the dubious pub. I would not have known where I got this, what pub I used. Okay, so this is the dubious pub. And now that I think of it, this pub is probably, I never converted it from It's probably still 3D Light because it was back when I didn't know. I used these Aslan Court. I used some of the stuff from this, probably tables and chairs and stuff from that. Some of the chairs, probably a chair, maybe one of the candles, I don't know. And I used lanterns, okay, antique lanterns. So it's very helpful for now. This is table props. This is where I probably found some of the table props. Yeah, this plate here I think is the fruit bowl and all. Some of the dishes, maybe some of the silverware. I'm not sure, but it found that, and sets for all occasions. And these are the table settings that it found, and the glassware. This little candle, I think I used that. The bread, I used that. Now, there was some flowers. Where are those? Banquet hall. Let's see what's here. Yeah, I used some of this stuff here. Some of the maybe the candles also. The curtain, I might have used, and I don't think I used that curtain, but in particular, I used something from here. Maybe the candle. Oh, the fruit bowl. I think I used the fruit bowl. And the two-door living. So really the only thing it didn't find, okay, I used the flowers here from this. It's really nice to have this ability. I used Reshade, and Reshade isn't in the store anymore. Oh no, this isn't Reshade. This is Ghost Lights. This is Reshade. That Ghost Light's not in the store anymore because they came out with Ghost Lights 2. But I still own the product. I still use that product. It still but it has some issues. My chat was blocked for some reason. Hello and Cherry. I think I stretched my screen size too big. I'm not certain, Art. I know the only thing there are certain words that are. I'm not sure if you're like if you couldn't post in the chat, if that's what you're meaning, or if there was physically blocked on your screen. But there are certain words that aren't allowed to be used, and they used to give me the option, like when somebody would post a link, it would pop up and say, "Do you want to allow this link?" And they don't do that anymore. So, and they used to also, when somebody would use like a word that was maybe like they consider derogatory or whatever, they would highlight that and say, "Do you want to allow this post or not?" And but they don't do that anymore either. Reshade is really good. It's it puts this gigantic sphere around your scene, and then you can color your scene like that. Just put a big bubble around the scene, and then you can color the scene. I kind of do that with my HDRs now, because you can just change the tint of your HDR, which kind of does the same thing. So, but way back when, I thought this was the best thing in the world. So, but I don't use it very much anymore. Your desktop wasn't set right. Art, it sounds like you are learning lots of deep stuff. Every time you come in here, you're always like tinkering with your system, and that is how you learn like massive stuff. So I am very amazed by what you are constantly doing and learning. And so this is a bed. I don't think I used the bed in the scene. Let's try another scene. Okay, and maybe I can get another scene in here. Let's see, file, open. So I was trying not to do that. Load another scene. Let's see. Okay, here's one, bird bath. It's kind of interesting to see, like, because these scenes this scene I made like 4 years ago. It's like, and how does it load 4 years after it was made? It's always relaxing to seeing you do these videos. Oh, that's very, very nice. That's very nice. I try in my life to be, good, kind of to put off good energy. I really, it means a lot to me to do that, to put off good energy and have good energy. So, let's do let's go into iRay, and then you'll see what this is. It's an angel in the bathtub. Okay, this is one of the scenes that I made. And, yeah, he's taking a bath. Angels have to take a bath too, but they do it up in the clouds and stuff. This one took a lot of work. And as you can see how the clouds left their reflection on the bubbles. And this was this was fun doing this. And I had to get this just right. And the wings just right. Let's see what it comes up with. Now, I believe he's a Genesis 8 figure. This was before I knew how to do, how to fix skin colors and stuff like that. This is a lot. That's why I say watch my videos backwards from the latest videos on back. It might be tempting to go and watch the first videos, but you'll get a lot of wrong advice. I mean, when I first started doing videos on YouTube, I didn't even know that shaders existed. It's like I thought I was like this big expert on it. I still do, and I still think that I'm that I kind of know what I'm doing, but there's a lot of things I don't know. A lot of things. I try to hope that that I have this really strong artistic thing that supersedes my ignorance, and that I can make a nice scene and impress you. And it's deep inside of me, I have this huge desire to impress people with art, so people say, oh wow, that's nice, or that's a nice image. And so let's see where all this stuff came from. Let's go shift, bubbles. We've got not too many things. We got foam, we got bubbles small, we got Mikal, and we've got sky dome. We've got some kind of epic sky dome, and we've got water. The water came from something, and the bathtub. And let's see if it finds a. And we also have a ghost light, and looks like I've got a spotlight in here also. So let's see how this works. I'm going to do quite a few load a few scenes and see how it works, and show you, because I'm going to recommend this product. Okay, now look at this. See, now Mikal, all right, look at how many morphs I used from other figures. Look at how many. All right, we got Ichabod. It's like so many figures I morphed to parts that and it's like finding a bunch of stuff that I know I didn't use. I didn't use this storybook turtle. So this is finding erroneous stuff now. Okay, because I know I just didn't use these. Okay, I did use the ghost light. I used the Iray foam and bubbles. I don't think I used Ichabod or anything from Ichabod. I might have used some of these head morphs. And I remember I had a lot of trouble with his head, getting him to his headlight. And these are my favorite, like Buster. I might have used, I can go in and look and see whether if, how many of these people I actually used on him. Now I used this, I didn't use that hair. I didn't use the demon head. So this is finding a bunch of erroneous stuff, okay, that's not in this scene. I didn't use the mertail, and did it find the Morningstar wings? Starter essentials. Okay, I did use the sky. That's nice. So at least some of the things that I would look at this and say, okay, I definitely used that. Now I'm quite sure I probably used some of Casper's face. And because these are people that I use a lot, I might have used some of Lance, and I might have used some of Dragomir, maybe some of Kato, these and Asher. These are people that I kind of use, and Alistair. I might have used just a tiny bit of these people to make his face and body. Buster is somebody I use a lot. Jet, these are my people that I use a lot. So we could find out. Riker. And then these male head morphs, I could very well, the ghost lights and the kit 3, which is going to say it's gone, okay, because I used that a lot back then. I still own the product, but they don't sell it in the store. I could have used some of Kalen, and this one, I definitely don't think I used him. And I'm not sure that I used Lania and all these. And the Manticore. Okay, Mason, I use him a lot. There's the Morningstar wings. I don't remember using the Mouse King or any of these. I do use Shane. So, and these animals. Okay, the whiskers. Now, I may have found... I'm wondering if it's like... If I put them in the scene and took them out, the Toon Boy, I don't think I used him. I didn't use the Werebat. Xavier, I might have used some of him. All right, let's take a look and see. Let's take a look at our figure. Mikhail. Foamy decal wearables. Okay, so he has these decals that are the water. And forearm. Treasure Trail hair, so I use some kind of hair on him. Mikhail and the Morningstar wings, these bubbles and foam. And there's only one figure in the scene. Bubbles small. Okay, let's see what we used for. Let's open this up. Just I could have like another figure that I didn't delete or something hidden somewhere in here. Boom. Decals. No. All right. So we go to Mikhail and we go to currently used. Yeah. See, I used Brian, Caleb. Yeah. Zophiel, Christopher. And so, but I didn't use all these other ones. Now, I might have used them and then taken them out. Riker. It found a bunch of figures that I use that I might see. The thing is I tried a lot of them and then took them out. So I'm not sure. I like a lot of them. I couldn't get his face right. So we use Riker, we use Kato, Zophiel, just 1.9%. 13% of Brian and a bunch of this Alaskanus. 'Cause, 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 ' So, yeah. Collision items. Okay, that's expand cap. Okay, I use some kind of hair. What is the corporate hair? But I took the hair off, and I think that's just that's just the skull cap from that. The corporate hairs. I bet if we go into surfaces, that's turned off. And it's kind of, if it is, where's the, wow. I forget that the corporate hair had so many parameters. Now this would be in, okay, that would be in, opacity. The cutout opacity is turned off, so I turned that on and we got corporate hair. But I didn't like that. I just wanted the skull cap, which it's like all of a sudden, yeah, I think that looks pretty good actually. So without the corporate hair, so the opacity was turned off. Okay, so we'll do one more here. So I'll take you to the page here. Properties. Let's see if we can find this. What's it called? Actually, maybe I'm not remembering it right. List products used. Okay, that's what it's called. List. Okay, maybe it'll still find it. List. List properties used. Okay, it's not coming up with it. Well, it's on this. It's on the main page. If we just go down a little bit, turn this off. Hide items. Okay. Where is it? There it is. List of products used. Okay. That's why. All right. Here it is, and it's $18 right now. I think I got it for about maybe $8, and because I had like and so that's what I'm seeing now is that's pulling in a bunch of erroneous stuff that, but you just go through and say, you know, I don't need that and this and that and this, all of that, because it's not, they're not, but this is a really old, this is an old scene, okay? But I really like this product because as you can see, when I go into this scene, it just says foam, okay? Where's that? Steam plane, okay? And it's like the things that are in here, water, okay? Where'd the water come from? Bathtub, okay? And if I click on just the bathtub here, let's say scripts, most used, products used. Okay, small room. This is where I got the bathtub from. Okay? And this is probably the water from the bathtub, but maybe I used a different water. Let's see. So this is nice. We click on the water and go to scripts, most used. Yeah, I used the water. You would think because it fits in the tub. So there, sometimes I've used like mesh grabber. I mean, I've used geometry editor, and you just put a plane across there, put water on it, then cut around the plane so it fits Spits the tub. That's another way to do water. But you know, I really struggled to get the water, and then I ended up putting this foam bath stuff all over it anyway, and dripping it down the edges. So okay, let's do another. We'll open one more. Okay, save changes, no, and then I'm going to go back to my other scene. And I have no idea what some of these are. All right. This is from 2024, bunnies. Let's do the bunnies one. Can't go wrong with bunnies, I don't think. Welcome, Alice. Okay, there's a PNG that's missing from my desktop. Okay, that's okay. We'll skip it. Skip that. I think there's some text in here. Okay, so we got a bunnies. So bunnies in here. Not very much in this scene. But can it find where the bunnies? Okay, script. Most used. Bunnies. Okay, it says, yeah, so this is the bunnies. Came from this. I find this very helpful because I can just open this up, and then go rabbits, copy that, and then go back to my gallery and type that in, and it'll pop down and say, oh, there's the rabbits, and I used that in the scene, and I used this in the scene, and it's obviously I use some default resources that doesn't find everything, because you'd think it would say, okay, you used a plane in here. Okay, I used 2 planes. Okay, and we've got I used a silver shader on the plane. If you ever want like a mirror, you just use a silver shader, and you just find the right silver shaders, and some of them will give you like a perfect mirror reflection. You can also look for mirror, but silver, you'll find that silver works, or chrome. You can also try chrome. Chrome was like everything. I used to use chrome, shaders in Poser many years ago, to do my mirrors, because chrome was the word back then. But now I think silver is kind of the word to find. This isn't a perfect, but it wasn't really supposed to be. This image evolved into a bunch of other stuff. We'll just find one more open. So God only knows what we'll find in here. Captivity captive. This one's not going to have that much in it as well. But let's do it. This is one of the very first scenes that I ever made in Daz. So you can see that even though I had no idea what I was doing, that I could still kind of take what little I knew and do some pretty intense stuff. And the reason why was because I wasn't afraid to kind of learn how to use these assets that this was all built around a study of Render Studio 2, which came with atmospheres, and it came, this long before VDBs, it came with atmospheres, and it came with gobo lights, and it gave me the ability to create, well, you'll see what I did with this, and it's kind of a simple scene, but then again, it just has something kind of profound about it, that where you can take something very simple and that's right, this does have two figures in it. It is going to have a little bit of something gay in it, so it's kind of what I do. I kind of forgot that there are two figures in this, but this is so we have this. It looks like they're in that they're like that. This guy is a captive, and he's in some sort of prison, and he's trying to hold the angel so it won't fly away, so it will like so that he can. This, it looks very kind of, what would you call it? Render settings. It just looks like kind of like some of the old stuff old art, you know, like 2000 here. So from the masters, okay? It has some of that kind of quality to it. So, and this was when this is Genesis 8. This is the Genesis 8 figure. It's like I had this thing about Genesis 8 figure. I wasn't using like Michael or any of the others. It was just Genesis 8. There's something about the Genesis figure, the face for the Genesis figure. So, but it's this, and you can see there's an atmosphere here long before VDBs and all of that. I was working with atmospheres. This is one, like I said, one of the very first Daz. It's among probably maybe my first 5 Daz images. And you got some beautiful hard shadows here. So, yeah, it's just trying to do something really profound with it. You know, back then I just didn't realize that the textures that I were using, I didn't use any body hair. There was just a lot of things I didn't know about using here. But let's see what this comes up with. And there also, you know, blush would have been a little bit of blush here, a little bit of blush here on the face. The hair kind of came out okay. But this hair has always had kind of problems, but this was strand based. This one is not. But as you can see, there's some kind of like imprisonment with this, with the bars. Just a so, and it wasn't widescreen at first. It was kind of a little shorter, so it looked kind of like they were in a more of an enclosed area. But I made it for posters and for like shower curtains and bedspreads, and so I decided to make a widescreen version of it. So, but it was originally chopped off on the sides. So that it, okay, let's see if what it can find here. I think there's something profound about this. What does it find from you? This looks like there's only 3 things, but now it's finding a ton of stuff. It looks like, okay, so this is the intimates. Okay, it's always going to find Ichabod now. It did find the Genesis 8, okay? I don't know that I used this demon stuff. I definitely didn't use David or David hair. So it's finding erroneous stuff here now. And so it's probably again not the product. And this Toon Boy, it's always going to find it. I did use Trevor's, so at least it's like Jerome. That may be the male figure. I definitely didn't use Ichabod in this. I didn't use David. I may have used Alistair for the other figure. I don't think I did, but I think what I did was I used 2 Genesis 8 figures. So but definitely used the wings here. So these are both Genesis 8. And I just put different hair on them. And that's how, because back then I didn't know how to edit skin and make it look right. And I'd end up with one figure that was all orange and another figure that was like all kind of blue or green. I didn't know how to edit skin. And so I just started to just use 2 Genesis figures, and I just figured if you're looking at it from the side, you can't tell. And if they have different hair, if there's enough different about them, you can't tell that they have the same skin. And then I wouldn't have to like try 50 million kinds of skin. I couldn't figure out how to do the skin. So but now I would never use the same figures or the same skin on a figure. But the thing is like, as you can see, this one's kind of straight on and this one's from the side. And so you're not going to see if they have a mole on their face. You're not going to necessarily see the same thing, the same kind of skin thing. So I'm quite sure I used the same Genesis 8 skin. And it wasn't because I didn't have enough models at the time. It was just because I didn't know how to match the skin. So, but this is I think it's a pretty good image for just starting out in Daz. So there was something, in me as an artist coming through, even though I didn't really know how to use the tools that well and all. There was still an artistic slant to things that I would do. And so, all right, well, I'm going to reload my cockpit one here. Spaceman on the ship, which was like would you like to save changes? No, like my most original. And then anybody else buy Thomas 9? I had to buy him. So yeah, this is actually Thomas 9 in this scene. So look at that skin. And the beard that came with him and the eyes. Just look at him. He's amazing. So, and he's made by Daz. I just knew that he would, this Thomas 9, I knew that he was going to deliver on skin. And his Thomas 9 skin may be better than Nathan's skin, just to let you know, because Nathan's skin is kind of like Nathan and Wagner. It's like Wagner's skin may be better than Nathan's because Nathan's skin is kind of dark and Wagner's skin seems to be the right color. But this is Thomas 9 here. So we go. Now I wonder what would happen. Okay, I think I'm going to just leave this here. And so what I'm going to do is we'll set the parameters, the render settings up to 4,000. And I'm going to do a render here, a large render. Then we can look at the scene kind of in minute detail and see if there are things that need to be. See, this is like quite minute. I'm wondering if the camera, see, I don't usually use, I always like to put the stock camera in because sometimes if you use the camera that's in the scene, and keep this in mind. This is important to know, all right, that the cameras that come in a scene sometimes are so wide because to sell the promo or to sell the image and show the different camera views, they make them really wide so that they can show you like the whole room. And you put a character in the middle of all of that, and it's like, because this kind of looks like his head is like pulled out, like drawn out, like. And so it's yes, we have a nice wide view of the scene. This all looks good. It doesn't look like he's going through the chair or the chair. That looks like he's sitting properly in the chair. His hair looks good. I'm not seeing anything wrong. This is the new hair that came with Thomas. This looks like it's still stretched out a little bit, okay? So, and the reason why it's stretched out may not be because it's stretched out. It might be because and when I looked at the camera, because I did look at the camera to make sure it wasn't like extremely wide, like, well, I think it's okay, but I did look at the camera to make sure it wasn't like 60 or, you know. Your 35 millimeter is going to give you probably a little bit of a narrow, you know, where it squishes things a little bit. You know, 40 or maybe 50 is good. 50 millimeter camera width for your camera. But when you get up into 60 and all, and it also changes how far away things are, how far away things look. So, but these things they look like, this looks like it's squished a little bit, but not really. These don't look like they've been like stretched horribly. So they're okay. We got a little bit of something up here. Yeah, I am. Thank you. It's 11:11, Serenity's Gate. I think that's my cue to head out. Let this render. Let these reticulate. And this is going to be my scene for the evening. Thank you very much, people, for watching and hanging out with me. And it's so nice to have you here. And I will see you, Angus, Art, and Cherry. And we've got Serenity's Gate. And was there anybody that I'm forgetting here? And Eve. It was wonderful, wonderful having you here. So always check your cameras. And my advice is to just use the stock camera that's in your scene. Yeah. Yes, the Chattisons, thank you to Art. Very nice to have you here. So, yeah, my advice, and also with your camera, with lights, I just always let the light go in by default. I don't like I don't like to take and have the light like mimic what my camera's doing. I just put the light in the scene and then go and look through it and move the light where I want, because I don't want anything changing parameters in the light. So the light I just put in and say, just put it in at the default settings. The camera, I'll say, okay, you can use my perspective view, okay, with the camera, but with the and I like hardly ever use the cameras that come with a scene. I just always use the default Daz camera, and I will set it to the perspective that my perspective view. So, all right, thank you very much. I think he looks pretty smart here in this image. The hair looks good. He looks really good in this, his skin. So that's another recommendation. If you're going to buy into, the thing is, I did change his face because his face looks the shape of his face. He kind of has that, tough guy, like a little bit kind of exaggerated features. And I softened them out and made him kind of look a little bit more pretty boy, maybe. And so I took some of that kind of roughness out of his face. So I am recommending, okay, we're going to try to go back here again. I am recommending, though, this product. The main reason I'm recommending Thomas 9 is because of his skin, okay? He has very, very usable skin on any of your other Genesis 9 male figures or female. You can use his skin on other figures, and that's why they have put some massive work. And if we go and look up Thomas here, find Thomas. Where are you, Thomas? It's hidden. We go into here to Thomas. Where's just Thomas alone? And he comes with the Federico hair and this Thomas Elder hair. Both of these are really nice. And then we've got Thomas here. And this is pretty nice. Look at how realistic that skin looks. See it? And they've made him like extremely fit because a lot of very few of the Genesis 9 figures are like this, are like that brute kind of thing. They're just kind of normal shaped. So now then you have this massive shape that you can kind of, if you want your figure to be a little more toned, you just add a little bit of Thomas, okay? So Thomas gives us the really kind of brute body. Look at the hands. Remember I told you about the hands? And then they just show a hand. Okay, it's like, this is what makes Genesis 9 the hand, okay? And it is. It's like they are watching me. So, yeah, it's just a hand. But look at it. Look how beautiful this is. You will not get hands like this. When you click on it, look at that. Okay, this is why we use Genesis 9. Okay, because you will not get hands like this. All right, it's just so beautiful. I want to cry because I have struggled with my Genesis 8 males where it's just like, okay, hide their hands. Just put them somewhere. Put them under the soap bubbles. Just don't show their hands, okay? Because the hands, even from far away, just looked horrible. And it was mostly the knuckles. And as you look at this, even these knuckles, they're not perfect, but they are a lot. Look how nice the nails are. Just, oh my gosh. This is just, and this is close up. I mean, we're just looking at the hand, but if you move this away just a little bit like that, look at what you've got. You've got a massive, beautiful, and this is the inside of the hand. Look at that. I mean, what could be any better than this, okay? Just, it's amazing. It really, it's not perfect. I mean, that fingerprint looks a little suspicious, kind of, but I'll tell you right now, it's compared to Genesis 8, it's like, it maybe 4 times better, okay, than the Genesis 8 hands, okay, 4 or 5. All right. So if we're waiting for Genesis 10 to come out, I mean, it's like if you've already got a hand that kind of looks like this and your figure's like a little bit more we're not just looking at the hand, if they're in the scene doing something, holding a glass or something, this is perfect. This is perfect resolution for your figure. It's like, what more, unless you're going to be using an 8K monitor or something, this is going to be perfect. This Genesis 9 is perfect for our era of internet, putting stuff on the net. Okay, when I look at this, you see, this is perfect. This is his hand. This is him. Okay, this is that skin right there. Okay, look at it. It's just beautiful. This is perfect for our era of art. And so, yeah, I'm invested in Genesis 9. I am fully invested. I only use Genesis 9 figures. I morphed my Genesis 8. These are all Genesis 8 morphs on his face, okay? His face was created by my Genesis 8 morphs, okay? They're on the Genesis 9 figure. I used a few Genesis 9 ones, but mostly Genesis 8 because I have them all made now. I've converted them all, and I can just at will use. I've used a little bit of Roy. I used a little bit of Alexander. I used a little bit of Buster, and a few about 5 or 6 others that I just used a little bit of each. And you know what? I don't see anything female about this. Anything female at all about this guy. He doesn't, you know. He, like I say, he might be a little bit pretty, kind of like pretty boy, rather than, you know, rugged kind of cigar smoking kind of guy. Like saying he was going to say arg, you know, but he's, you know, he's handsome. Maybe not pretty. He's handsome, you know. So, but he doesn't. There's nothing feminine about him at all. None. So I've gotten past, I've learned how to get past that feminine thing. And that's just by making sure that when you use morphs, if you take his morph off or take it down, then you fill the morph back with 100%. You make sure you use 20% of another male and 20% of another male until they add up to about 100%. And then all that female stuff is gone. I've learned how to do it. So so I have no more conflicts with the non-binary, what is it? Gender specific figure. Okay. I have no more conflicts with that. I can get my figures completely male right from the chest and all of that areas, no more problems. And that would be the same thing with females. If you're going to morph females together, all right, for the face and the body, make sure that you use like 10% of this one, 10. If you use only 10% of each female, make sure you do it 10 times so that you then obliterate all of that gender specific middle figure, okay, so that you obliterate it and you will get completely female features, okay, as long as you fill it up to 100%. That's the key right there, okay. So if you're going to drop the figure's face down, drop it down enough so you say, okay, well, I still want enough of their face, so you can drop it down to like 40%, but then you have to fill it back up with other female figures until you get to 100%. Okay? That is probably one of the best tips that I've been coming out with for a long time about your Genesis 9 figures, but that's how you do it. And you will get 100% masculine figures. Okay? And then if you want to add something like a pink ribbon or something, then you can do it methodically with method and with intention. Okay? So, all right. Thank you, people, for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. If you're watching this after the broadcast, thank you for watching. I will see you again in the next Ez3DTv tutorial. and leave comments if you have anything you want me to. I've got a few things, some nice comments. People are asking me to do stuff on certain products. You can do that. You can request that I cover a certain product, and I will probably get around to doing it. So, outro. That's it. We have an outro here. I have to watch the polka art, because if I use it, I'm going to end up having to cut it out of my video at some point. Somebody will take 8 hours worth of me, or it's been 3 hours. Let's do a little bit of Sigmund's theme tonight, Art. You're worth it. All right, polka time. Polka time. All right, we still keep it here. I did buy the rights to use this, so, but I'm not sure that I trust that. So, and what they do when they have a copyright claim, they take for like maybe a minute worth of their music, they take your entire 3-hour video, and they take all of the revenue from any ads or anything. They take your entire video. So we'll bring Sigmund back at some point, and he can do some polka stuff. So he'll dance. So thank you, people. Thank you for watching. I will see you again soon. All right. Yeah, again, leave comments. All right, Angus, it's my pleasure. And so, all right, I love being here with you all, and you take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.